my name is Leo. Welcome back to the Ayanami Raising Project. That's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Whatever, it's the game where you raise up a Ray. We started this last week, but we're doing this every week, to go on 1 week at a time. Even though the dates don't match up, and that's a pain in the butt, but whatever. What can you do? Anyway, now apparently someone did made a translated version of the DS game. I don't have it, but I watched like video of someone playing it. So I saw like the opening cutscene. I pretty much knew what they were talking about, but this goes basically like, hey, do you have any teaching experience? Well, good. You're gonna take care of Ray. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let's go see Gendo now. Okay. And Gendo's like, I don't have time to look after this girl, so you take care of Ray. I'm promoting you to second lieutenant. Oh. Okay. So that's what Sunny means. It means second lieutenant. And then I'm like, oh, my heart's going doki doki for this blue-haired girl. Which is creepy. I'm in charge. I'm her teacher. Apparently. Not just her guardian, I'm also her teacher. Anyway, moving on. So, first things first, let's plan our schedule. That's not first things. First things first, I'm going to tell you all the sick shit I did last week. You know what? Oh, hello. This is important. The 10th of April, which in this game is tomorrow, and in real life that's what? When's the 10th? Who cares? Okay. It's the first day of school. Or it is the, not graduation ceremony, the orientation ceremony of school. Yeah. Because here in Japan, all the sakura, the cherry blossoms are blooming. And that's when school starts. Which is weird, because in Australia, school always starts like the beginning of the year. Not halfway, well, not halfway through the year, but, you know, 4 months into the year. Technically it's 3 months, but whatever. So, the 10th we have to go to school. But, now what did we do last time? I want to say we did, now I know what most of these do now. Okay, so this is mental training. Mental care is what it is. Yeah. This is mental training. This is basically physical training. This is cardio. And this is another kind of mental training. This is the martial arts one. Well, we're doing this one today, didn't we? Because we did that one. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, so we're going to do this one, which I believe is some sort of martial arts thing, like judo or something. I think. Then we've got this musical one, where I play a musical instrument. And I believe that's art. And despite the fact that I don't actually... Sorry, can I go back? I need to go back. Because can we just have a look at the stats? Now, I know what most of these things are. I can't tell you what they are right now, because I don't remember. But I do have a guide that will help us later. Anyway, I've only got 11 fatigue right now. It's not a lot, but I want to do everything just to show off what the different things are. So, let's just go this one, music, and I won't do the take a break. We'll do plenty of those later on, and it's kind of boring. She just sits at home and doesn't do anything. But we'll let her go out, on a shopping trip. Now last time we did the sync ratio, correct? Yes. So this time we'll do the tiger practice. Okay, cool. So shall we begin our week? Yes. Well, shouldn't we tell everyone about our last week? Yeah, I'll do it after. Alright. Alright. Are you happy? Yes. Yes, let's go. Have a good week. Ray, do your best. Alrighty. Commander Leo. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you have a good week. Alright. Today I'm going to school. And I'm going to school too. Today you guys are all second year junior high schoolers. So do your best. Alright, that's cool. I know how to chat with the sensei. The teacher. Well, Ray, how does it feel to be high school, junior high school? Well, she was the first year last year, so it's not a big difference. I think that's what she said. She's like, I don't know, what else is the same. Alright, well, fair enough. Ellipses. Anyway. Oh, by the way, think of me as your big brother, not your teacher, because that's creepy. If that's an order, then I guess I'll follow it. It's not what I meant, bitch. She's doing what training? Senshin training. I don't know what that means. But this is the martial arts one. Wait, okay, it's either martial arts or it's like meditation. I think it could be meditation. Yeah, it's meditation. Okay. What does that do for her? I think it improves her mentalness. And decreases her physicalness. Decrease the pheromones. Really? Yeah, I think most things decrease her pheromones because it makes her smelly. Okay, it's true. This is the music teacher, I believe. She's just telling you how to feel the music and just play to your hearts. Yeah, does Ray play the violin? Yes, she does. And then Ray will say, I did my training, and all my stats went up, and some of my stats went down. Now I'm gonna do some art. Today we're gonna do some art of the world. Oh, that's right. Oh, she's using a thumb, you know, it's a good technique, yeah. I don't fucking know. Alright, Ray's done. So, yeah, your fatigue's only 17 right now. It's pretty low. Okay, so today I'm gonna go out by myself. Well, have fun by yourself and be careful. See you later. Bye. Well, she's out and about. I'm back. I'm tired. Good for you. Fatigue went down by what, 6 points? Yeah, she's doing a tiger practice in the Ava. It's really important to train and get good at shooting stuff. So, get in the Ava! Shut up and get in the Ava, there she is, she's in the Ava. Well, it's actually a simulation Ava, but well, it's still an Ava. I don't know. You know in the simulation Avas in the Prim Now box, in that episode where the angel turns into like a virus? Are they Avas? I want to say no. I want to say they're just like full-on robots. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. No, I reckon they're Avas. A kind of Ava. It's really interesting when you think about it. Like, what if they went berserk? Those weird, legless, headless things. Anyway. Oh, look, what's this? The sig ratio is... I don't know if that means it went up by 8 or it is 8. And my AT field is 8. I don't know if that it's 8 or it went up by 8. I'm unclear about that. That might actually be what it is. I think you're right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna save the game. then we're going to talk about my week. So, right, I mentioned this last week when we started this, but, you know, yes, last week was a very big episode, so I didn't really have time to talk about it. On Sunday, which is the last Sunday, the next day, Monday, sorry, my bad, Monday. Last Monday, I went to Universal Studios Japan. Let's talk about that, shall we? Okay, so, I'm a, 3-hour drive, from where I live to there, and, I wanted to, you know, spend the most amount of time there, so, the gates open at 9 o'clock, yeah? And they close at 10. So I'm like, okay, right. Well, we'll set off at 6 o'clock, or a little bit earlier if we can. And we'll go there, we'll spend the whole day there. And then when they close at 10, we'll come back and, you know, get home at 1 o'clock or whatever. And the wife was like, dude, do you wanna, I was thinking about, hiring a hotel, staying there, overnight, and then maybe spending the second day just, cruising around Osaka. Yeah, I didn't mention that. Universal Studios Japan is in Osaka. I'm not a big fan of Osaka, really. But I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll just make a day trip. And I thought I was going to be tired too, but actually I was perfectly fine. Anyway. So we get up, nice and early. Told the waifu, wait, waifu, we're going to leave at 6. You're not going to be late this time, because you're always late. Long story short, we were late leaving. We left at about 6:20. But that's fine, I'm sure we'll make up for lost time. Then we made a couple of wrong turns on the way, and ended up... Okay, so... I'm not on the main highway to get to Osaka yet. I'm driving around little back roads, and my navigation's telling me that we're going to arrive at around about 10 o'clock. Well, fuck. God damn it. And then when I get to Osaka and I have to get off the stupid highway, this time it was my fault, I missed the turn off. Well, it's a combination of my fault and the navigation's fault, 'cause it's not very clear. And ended up wasting half an hour getting off the next exit. Because there's those few exits on this friggin' highway. There's one giant highway that encompasses Japan. So we ended up getting there at 10:30. Actually, we got there, no, we didn't get there, we got there at 10 something. But we had to walk friggin' a kilometer from the car park to the front gate of USJ. Now, the road, it's a long drive. And everyone speeds, nobody goes the speed limit, except for me. And everyone gets pissed off at me because I'm going the speed limit. Mind you, it's a friggin' raised, enclosed 2 lanes both directions, sometimes 3 lanes. Actually, no, it's 3 lanes both directions, most of the way. The speed limit is 60 kilometers an hour. That's ridiculous. I don't know what that is in miles an hour. Was that 30, 40 miles an hour? It's ridiculous. No, Australia, that'd be 100. No joke. Which is, 60? 70 miles an hour? Something like that. I could not believe that this is you gotta pay, how much was the, one way on that road? I believe it was $60. $60 worth of tolls to ride this friggin' giant elevated, raised, super fast, quote-unquote, road. Well, it is super fast because it bypasses all the little roads and intersections and shit. But, you still gotta go fucking 60. It's ridiculous. That said, like I said, nobody goes 60. Except for me, because I don't want to get arrested. Anyway, so we got to Osaka eventually. And then we got into the place. Well, before we even got there, I bought my jacket just in case it would be cold. Get out of the car, I'm like, dude, it's warm. It had been cold, but last couple of days it was getting kind of warm, and it was warm. And I'm like, we don't need our jackets. But the wife's like, oh, I might get cold. Okay, well, just, wear your jacket. Oh, but it's heavy. Well, then don't wear your jacket. I might get cold. Ah. So we went... so we're going to get a coin locker, right? Because they got coin lockers inside and outside of the park that you can store shit in, right? And we asked them, and all the coin lockers inside the park are all full. So we got to put a coin locker outside the park. There's one problem with that. When you buy your ticket and you go into the park, if you come out of the park, your ticket is now invalid. It only gains one entry into the park, which is horseshit. Especially when the coin lockers that are outside the park are literally right next to the entrance gates. But we asked 3 different people to make sure that we weren't going to get in trouble later. And they said that it's okay. You just tell them that you're coming back, and they give you like a little invisible UV stamp on your hand. And you get your stuff from the locker, you come back, and they just check your UV stamp, and you can go back in. And that was fine. Anyway, we get in. Finally, we're in. Now, why did I go to USJ? I think I mentioned this last week. Because they had an Evangelion thing. Evangelion 4D The Real. They also had a Shingeki no Kyojin Attack on Titan thing as well. And there was other stuff there that I kind of... Actually, no, there wasn't anything else that I really cared about. There's like a Monster Hunter thing that I never actually saw. And what was the other one? There's a 4th one. I don't... There's 4 things, right? Attack on Titan. Yeah. Monster Hunter. Evangelion. Oh, that's right. The other one was Resident Evil. Or was in Japan they call it Biohazard. Which I had an inkling, but this thing you actually had to pay like, what was it, 4,000 yen, like an extra $40 to do. Which is the thing where you go into like this big area and there are like actors that pretend to be zombies and they chase you. Whoopee. I didn't do that because I'm not going to spend any more money. I already paid $60. Well, I paid $60 to ride on the road to get here, and not including petrol, and then another $60 to get into the park per person. I'm not spending any more fucking money. Anyway, so we wanted to do Attack on Titan because the waifu hates anime, but she likes Attack on Titan. And of course, I wanted to do Evangelion. That's the whole reason I came. Jesus. Anyway, so we beeline straight to the area where these places are, and we try to figure out how to get in. And the Attack on Titan thing, they have a giant like statue of Eren and the giant, it's Eren, and the female Titan, like the big ones, like doing it, like they're having a powwow. And there's this really cool, I might see if I can get the picture up there somehow, on my YouTube channel of I think it's called the Smiling Giant, the Smiling Kyojin, the one that eats Eren's mother at the beginning. Spoilers. It's the first episode. It's the end of the first episode. Whatever. If you haven't seen Attack on Titan, you should really watch it because it's fucking good. And you can take pictures like being held by its hand and about to be eaten, which is cool. I took a couple of pictures doing that. Okay, so this is clearly where the Shingeki no Kyojin stuff is. How do we actually watch the show? And we ask people, and they're like, no, you got to go like to not the other side of the park, but you have to go to the other side of, you know how like theme parks are usually like divided into sections. You have to go to the other side of the section to get a ticket, and then you use that ticket to go to the show. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good, because then you don't have to wait so much. That makes sense. That's great. Alright, well, we'll go do that. I walked past the Evangelion thing, which, I don't know, maybe there might have been a decent line there, because the lines are really... I'll talk more about the lines later. Anyway, so we went to this place where we need to get a ticket. Immediately, there is a giant fucking line. A line that loops over itself, what, 4 times? On, like, all over the street. The street, half of the street, is this line. And so we line up, and we're like, what's the wait time for this shit? So, no, it was 140 minutes. fuck, that's 2 hours and 20 minutes. We gotta wait. So the waifu actually, now I said, like, we asked the question, well, can the waifu go do stuff and I'll just stay here and I'll get 2 tickets? No, both people have to be present to get the tickets. So, the good thing is, near the perceived end, I did little quotation marks in the air there, near the perceived end of the line, there was a couple of park benches. So the waifu just sat on the park bench, and I waited for like an hour and a half, and then I basically passed her on the park bench. She just stood up and stood next to me. But everyone else had the same idea, although they were much more egregious. They were just like bursting through the line, busting through everyone, and then standing next to the beloved, which is horseshit. But anyway, whatever. So we're progressing through this line, right? And we're getting closer and closer to the front door. And then I realized that, wait, the line doesn't go straight forward and then left and you're in the door. It takes a detour just before the door and goes down behind the stage where you get the tickets, the booth where you get the tickets, and behind there's another like 4 levels of waiting. From the time we started detouring to the time we got out of the detour was another hour. We ended up waiting 3 hours to get a ticket to see the event. And we were like, on the way I was thinking, how on earth, how are they not just like chugging people through, just giving a ticket and send them on their way? And I thought, well, maybe there's something inside, because it's a big studio and there doesn't seem to be anything else in there. So maybe there's like memorability or something you can see inside there, and that's why it's taking so long. But when we got in there, there was nothing. It was just a small little booth with three counters and 3 staff, though there was only one at the time actually giving out tickets. We got our tickets and that was it. There was nothing there. We didn't do anything. We waited 3 hours for fucking 2 pieces of paper to say that we could go to a show that was the final show of the day at 9 PM. Oh my god. Anyway, so we got our tickets, right? Like, okay, well, Jesus Christ, we better go to the Evangelion one. What if it's the same deal? So we go to Evangelion. Evangelion has a... Wait, let me do the math in my head. A 180-minute wait. So that's another 3 hours. Oh, God. And, okay, let me talk about the lines, okay? Not even the fact that there's a lot of lines. They are very deceptive, these lines. Because at first glance, like, I know it says 3 hours, but you look at the line, you're like, oh, it just comes around and loops back. Oh, that's easy. Okay, well, this isn't going to be anywhere near as long. No. The line goes. It goes, like, all the way around back, and then it just loops over itself, like, 1 billion times. And you think, okay, well, this is it. Alright, well, let's move on. Then you get to the next area that's, like, round the corner, and then there's a whole bunch of other more loops. And it just does that. We went on there's a Spider-Man ride, which is really interesting. Because the Spider-Man movies are licensed by Sony, right? And, of course, the Marvel property is owned by Marvel, which is owned by Disney now. But this is Universal Studios, which has nothing to do with either the movies or the Marvel property. And actually, like, in the waiting line for the ride, there's, like, Wolverine and, you know, and Captain America and other... But it's all, I think it's all comic. So they might have got some kind of... no, actually, I think it's all based on the cartoon, which might have been Universal Studios, I'm not sure. Anyway, that was the worst, because... You get in there, right, and you see like what seems to be the end of the line, and then you go right past that, and you go upstairs, and upstairs there's like various layers of line that just loop over each other. Then you go downstairs, go to the same space only on the first level, and go through a whole bunch of lines. Then you get into the area that you saw at the beginning. I'm like, okay, well we must be near the end there. Then you go into like a doorway, and then behind that doorway is another big room with a whole bunch of fucking layers of lines. And then you go, and then, okay, alright, that's it, right? We're in, we're good. Get to the next area, another bunch of areas with lines. Fucking hell, I went another 3 hours in fucking Spider-Man. But we're jumping ahead. Let's wind back to Evangelion. While we were waiting for the Shingeki no Kyojin tickets, the wife actually, we both saw all these people carrying like what seemed to be like legs of ham, or like this big like ham hocks, and they looked really yummy. And when I was at the Evangelion one, the wife who just like snuck out of line went to go grab me one, you know, because she's a sweet little Japanese princess that I got there. So she went to where they sell them. There's a line to get the ham hocks. Actually, they were turkey legs. 40 minutes. She had to wait 40 minutes to get, like, these... to get food. Like, everywhere in Universal Studios Japan. Okay, it is currently holiday season, spring holiday season, so it's busy, I get that. Everything has a line. If you want food and drink, there's a 30 to 40 minute wait just to get a thing of Coke. The vending machines are all sold out, and if they're not, there's lines for the vending machines. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, look, before I get back to my story, after we did, I think we did Spider-Man, yeah, we did Spider-Man, and then the wife wanted to go to Jurassic Park. There's a Jurassic Park ride, and I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. So we're going on the way to Jurassic Park, and when we get there, there's this line. I'm like, okay. And then I'm standing at the end of the line, and a staff comes over and says, oh, do you have the Express Pass? Okay, so before I continue, much like with Disneyland, you could buy like a Fast Pass, which is a more expensive park entry ticket that lets you skip lines and a bunch of things. And it didn't work. The particular, there were 3 different like price tiers of this pass, and none of them affected the Shingeki no Kyojin or the Evangelion thing. So I didn't give a fuck about them. Right? I wasn't gonna pay extra money. So I said, no, I don't have this thing that costs extra money. Whoopee, I'm waiting in the long line. I just, no. If you don't have the Express Pass, you can't ride on the ride. Like, you have to have the Express Pass to get on. There are that many people that just went, no, if you don't have the Express Pass, you just can't ride. That's horseshit. That is, like, consumer elitism at its worst. Like, it's bad enough that they have a system where you get that rich people can, like, pay extra to cut lines, but to say, no, okay, so not only are they going to cut the line, if you don't buy the expensive ticket, you just can't ride the ride. That's bullshit. Anyway, let's go back to my story. So, let's go back a bit. So I arrived at the park at 10:30, right? We got in through the gates at 10:30. We went straight to the Kyojin ticket thing, waited 3 hours to get a ticket, right? Then we went to the Evangelion thing, right? Waited 3 hours in line, and the wife who brought me the ham hock thing that I munched away at, which was really yummy. I ended up getting 2 because she like took 2 bites of it and was full because she's Japanese. So I ended up eating both of them. And then we got to see the Evangelion thing, and I'll talk more about that later. But I just want to point out at this point, I've been in the park for over 6 hours. It is now 3:30 in the PM, and I've not seen a single attraction. I've waited 6 hours and not actually done anything. Huh. Anyway, so we get into the Evangelion thing, and it's the fucking best thing in the world. It's so good. Oh, it's amazing. This particular attraction ends in May, so you guys don't have a lot of time if you want to come over to Japan and see it, but it is fucking sick. I did record a video. I don't know if I should put it on YouTube though. because you're not supposed to be recording video. And the actual like movie part of it was me having the camera like stuck in my collar. So, you know, because I can't hold the camera. So a lot of the screen is just not visible. And besides, it's a 3D movie, so the views are shitty anyway. But I might, at the very least, I know there is somebody else put a video on YouTube of the beginning of the ride, which is you come into the theater and there's a giant standing area with a screen that's just looping like rebuild images of the Rei, Shinji, Asuka, and Unit 1, Unit 0, and Unit 2 from the new rebuild movies. And then the lights go dim, and all around you, like surrounding you, are the Seele monoliths. And the screen at the beginning that was showing splashes of the characters is number 1, which is Chairman Keel. And behind, at the back of the stage, is a really cool looking 3D model. It doesn't come up very well in the video, but a 3D model of like a mannequin of Gendo Ikari. And the Seele guys are having a conversation. And then that all goes down, and then on the main screen, Misato starts talking to you because there's an angel attack, and you guys we're like in a shelter. USJ is a shelter. And we have to go on to some whatever premise they have to do to sell you the fact that you are now in a virtual reality ride. Although it's actually in a theater, and all the chairs have like the hydraulics, and you got like the little whisper winds that come under your feet, like to simulate mice or spiders or whatever. And you have like the rain that comes down and sprays on you, and the chairs jump every time there's an explosion. And of course it's in 3D, so you're wearing your 3D goggles. And it's amazing. It has no canon value whatsoever, but who gives a fuck? It's basically a fight against Satchel, you know, the first angel that you see in the series, all the rebuild movies. But it's Shinji, who is somewhat competent. It's not like Shinji as he appears when he first fights Satchel. Although something's wrong, like there's some sort of problem that he's going that makes him unable to really control the Ava very well. But unlike the actual series or the movies, where he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, he trips over straight away. Anyway, he eats shit. And then Rei and Asuka both come in and try to double team Satchel, which of course is completely not canon. And then later, of course, Unit 1 goes berserk and, you know, kicks the shit out of the angel. And there's this cool bit where Berserk Unit 1 is like ripping apart Satchel, and all the blood's going everywhere, and it splashes water on you. It just feels like there's blood everywhere. It's great. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, so I saw that twice. I was very, very lucky to get a second showing. I couldn't believe it, because we had to, it was 8:30, and we were lined up. And I was like, shit, if we don't get, because it's a half an hour show, and my Shingeki no Kyojin thing was at 9 o'clock, if we don't get in here right now, like, if we don't make it in this, like, line, that, like, this next showing, then we can't do it. We have to get our line and go straight to the Shingeki no Kyojin thing. And we just made it in, and I was sneakily able to, record, a bunch of stuff, although like I said, I don't know if I should really put it on YouTube. It might be dangerous, because you're not supposed to record it. It explicitly says it at the beginning. Like, the standing area, I guess it's okay to record, but then in that, Misato tells you, wear your 3D goggles, no eating, no drinking, no smoking, and no cameras. No phones, no cameras. So it's very explicit that you're not supposed to do it. So I might get in trouble if I put it out, but we'll see. Yeah, that was amazing. And then afterwards, when we got out of the Evangelion thing, and the nighttime street parade was going on, we watched that for like a few moments, because there was like 5 minutes remaining until the Shingeki thing started. We went over the Shingeki thing, which was supposed to be like an interactive walkthrough. It was supposed to be like a hunting the Titan thing, And I thought, oh, that sounds cool. And there were all these warnings about, you know, you shouldn't do this if you don't like gore, and if you like strobe lights are a problem for you, or sudden scary images are a problem. And the wife was like, oh, is it okay? Is it okay? Don't worry, it's fine. It's just mannequins and shit. And I was expecting some sort of a jump scare or something. What it was we basically walked, how many different rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rooms with a video screen in each room playing just Armin telling us a retelling of the series. That's literally all it was. And there was, you know, certain scenes were sort of recreated in mannequin form, although they weren't very detailed or had any point to them. And at the end, you go to the stage where there are 3 mannequins all like shrouded in darkness, and it's Armin, Levi, and Mikasa, and they're talking, and then the lights come on, and they're just mannequins, they're not real people, although they looked like actors. And when you look at the mannequins, they're basically real dolls, only very highly detailed, hyper-realistic looking real dolls. And then the doors open and you can just leave. That's it. I waited 3 fucking hours to see something, like a bunch of videos I could have watched on YouTube, or somewhere on the internet, and look at these 3 fucking real dolls. And then you go outside and take your picture with the Kyojin that I mentioned at the beginning before. That you can do. You don't need a ticket to do that. Oh, it was really fucking disappointing, because that was the last thing we did, and it was just hyper anticlimactic. On the plus side, I got to teach the waifu what anticlimactic means. Because I'm like, this is really anticlimactic. And you're like, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me explain. But it was a nice, and then we ended up going into Osaka after that and having ramen at some ramen place in Osaka. And then we ended up getting home at like 3 AM. So, all in all, it was a great day. Yeah, I waited a lot in lines, but it was well worth it. That Evangelion ride was so fucking good. It was such pandering, like, just Evangelion porn you could imagine, because every single attack that someone did, whether it was an angel or an Eva, was think the movie 300. Slow motion, you know, a little Matrix, like, bullet time effect where the camera moves around the image in slow motion so you get the full effect. Like, every single, like, attack was that. And I loved it. It was great. Wow, I've talked a lot about Universal Studios Japan and Evangelion ride. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments. I might do it. I might at least upload the first part that I know somebody else has already uploaded, because I know that's safe, but the actual, like, scene, I don't know if I should put it up. But, and if you have any thoughts on that, whether or not it's a good idea or not, let me know. But anyway, next week, we're going to be doing some more stuff with Ray. I might have something else to talk about. But for now, my name is Leo, and I'll see you next time.